Yep, back in the lineup, 24 points in 24 minutes. Look, they were 3-0 without him. They're 6-1 on the season. Some might say the most shocking of the records so far. Steve Kerr has called it the deepest team he has ever coached.
Yeah.
What?
Cappuccino?
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone thinks that's a lie. Why say it then?
Because this is your current team.
But-
you know, these are the guys you're here to motivate. You're not here to motivate the guys that's won you championships years and years ago and they've moved on.
Fair.
But I'll be curious to see if Steve Kerr would want to go back to a Mo Spates, a Andrew Bogut, a Andre Iguodala, a Leandro Barbosa, a David Lee. Those are deep basketball teams, you know, and so. Does he feel really confident about where they are with this group? Sure. He's trying to light a fire under this group. So to say those type of things, it's important for a coach to try to get the most out of your group. But I'm calling cap by him saying this is the deepest team that he's ever coached, considering that Klay Thompson just went away and you don't have one of the greatest shooters in the world of all time on that team, and now you have some other guys. Like, no diss to them, no knock to them. They are a deep basketball team. This is going to be great for them coming down the stretch to have so many different guys, but caps.
Ever's rough. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the deepest team. And I think in general we just wrote this team off just because
100%.
Their time has passed, right? It's like one of those teams where everyone else kind of caught up to them, and it wasn't necessarily Klay Thompson leaving because he's been through some struggle, he's been through some injury, so it wasn't just the departure of Klay Thompson. It was just that Steph Curry's a year older, the Draymond Green drama. Can this team keep up with these other up and coming teams like the Timberwolves, like the Thunder in the Western Conference? So at the end of the day, they are good enough to continue to win games. I think 6-1 is definitely a shock. I think that, but they have the intangibles. They defend. They are deep. When you look at their bench, they have Pods, Moody, Anderson, Looney. I love that they brought Kuminga off the bench, who was struggling a little bit early on in the starting lineup. So Steve Kerr did what Doc Rivers has yet to do and tweak the lineup and kind of make adjustments during the season when they're going through struggles. So I think Milwaukee could look no further than Golden State, kind of see what they did with the rotations to kind of turn things around. But this team is rolling. And when you can't talk about the Golden State Warriors without talking about Buddy Hield. It's unbelievable.
Good, there you go. Let's talk about it.
Unbelievable what he's doing. And not that he's Klay Thompson, not that you should even compare the two, but he's having a career year. And he's always
22.
He's always been a sniper. He has never got the flowers, never got the credit he's deserved, but now he's on the Warriors with Steph Curry, who draws all the attention. He's playing with Draymond Green, who knows how to set you up with the dribble handoffs and free you up. He's been playing with Klay Thompson and Steph his whole life. Yeah. This is a perfect situation for Buddy Hield. Like you said, averaging 22 points, 50% from the three-point line. Career year for him. So when you're getting 22 from him and 15 from Kuminga off the bench and 10 from Pods, that's a lot of production.
My God, it is deep.
Yeah, that might be the deepest team.
You want to consider it? No, we're not. Yeah, the Buddy Hield of it all. I mean, did you want to add anything on Buddy Hield as well?
No, I listen.
Close enough.
What up, Jalen? You a little early, but
hey! We like promptness.
No, but I'm excited for Buddy Hield, and especially with Steve Kerr and his creativity with drawing ATOs up, with putting shooters that can move without the ball, that can play off the ball, that can run off of screens, to put them in position to be successful. Like, this is a blueprint that we've seen win championships for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And so if I'm Buddy Hield, I'm coming in shape. I'm coming in ready to shoot. I'm coming in willing to do whatever it takes to be successful on this team. And it's been working for him, averaging 20 plus points a game, coming off the bench shooting 50 clip. Shout out to Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors.
Lindy Waters. What? Dude, he's on the bench. Dude was they said he was a gardener and doing Postmates like 2 years ago, and he's averaging 7 points.
A gardener?
How about that?
I love that.
So
don't stop dreaming, kid.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Steve Kerr's got it going on.
That is the deepest team he's ever had.
Steve Kerr recently shocked the basketball world by declaring that this current Warriors team is the deepest team he's ever coached. It's a statement that carries weight, especially when you consider the championship rosters he's led before. Imagine saying that this roster with some unfamiliar faces is deeper than the team that brought championships to the Bay with players like Andre Iguodala, David Lee, Sean Livingston, and Leandro Barbosa. The question we have to ask is, what's behind Kerr's claim? Is he simply trying to light a fire under his squad, or does he truly believe this team holds a special potential? Could it be that this is a strategic move to instill confidence, or are we witnessing the emergence of a new golden era for the Warriors? Let's break it down piece by piece. So first, let's revisit the roster Kerr praises, the golden era team that became the blueprint for NBA success. When we look back at the 2015 to 2016 Warriors, it's impossible to ignore the impact of every role player. Iguodala's defensive versatility and on-court IQ were the stuff of legends. Livingston brought a unique mid-range game that added a layer of offensive control few could match. David Lee was a warrior in the truest sense, bringing sheer power and presence to the paint. And then we had Barbosa, known as the Brazilian blur for a reason. his speed and ability to score at will made him invaluable off the bench. This roster wasn't just deep, it was perfectly constructed, with each player bringing an irreplaceable skill to the court. So when Kerr compares today's team to that legendary lineup, it makes us wonder if these new faces can match that level of chemistry, grit, and experience. Can they replicate that cohesion and hunger that turned the Warriors into a dynasty? But if we're going to judge depth, we can't overlook the impact of a new addition who's making waves, Buddy Hield. Now, let's talk about Buddy Hield, who has already begun to redefine his role with the Warriors. Since joining the team, Hield has been a revelation, averaging 21 points per game with a mind-blowing 50% shooting accuracy from beyond the arc. This kind of performance isn't just good, it's historic. In his first 6 games, Hield sank over 33s, putting him in an exclusive club alongside Curry himself. This kind of efficiency and quick adaptation into the Warriors' style of play is what Kerr is banking on. Imagine replacing Klay Thompson, a player who seemed irreplaceable, with another elite shooter like Hield. He's quickly becoming the splash buddy, filling the void left by Thompson's departure. Hield's impact goes beyond his shooting. His presence opens up the floor, forcing defenders to make tough decisions between guarding him and Curry. So can Hield keep up this pace throughout the season? And will his game translate to the playoffs, where every shot carries that much more weight? Of course, no roster is complete without a coach who knows how to adapt, and this is where Kerr's genius truly shines. Kerr's coaching style has always been rooted in adaptability. This season, we've already seen him making bold moves, like shifting Jonathan Kuminga to the bench and experimenting with players like Gary Payton, and Moses Moody in ways that maximize their unique skill sets. Unlike more rigid systems, Kerr's approach allows for a constant reshuffling of the lineup, keeping opponents on their toes and maximizing the Warriors' depth. Imagine this: just last season, Payton I was out for most of the year. Now he's back and more essential than ever. Kuminga, who started the season struggling, has found new life coming off the bench, scoring nearly 19 points per game with efficient shooting. These changes aren't just about giving players opportunities, they're about creating a roster that's built to last over an 82-game season. Compare that to Milwaukee's struggle with depth and lineup flexibility, and Kerr's strategy starts to look like a masterclass. But will all this fine-tuning be enough when the Warriors face the league's best? The Warriors' depth will need to withstand the test of time, and that means we need to look closely at their defense and staying power. It's no secret that defense wins championships, and the Warriors have proven that they're not just deep offensively, but defensively as well. So far this season, they rank in the league's top defensive tiers. Players like Kevon Looney, Kyle Anderson, and Jonathan Kuminga have stepped up, anchoring a defense that holds up even when Curry and Draymond are resting. Unlike Milwaukee, who heavily rely on Giannis to clean up their defensive gaps, the Warriors distribute their defensive responsibility. This is a team that knows how to get gritty, how to grind out stops when they matter most. For the Warriors, it's about maintaining that intensity. We've seen teams like the Timberwolves and Thunder quickly rise in the Western Conference standings, so the Warriors will have to remain laser-focused if they want to stay competitive. Depth is only effective if it can be sustained, and that's exactly what Kerr is testing with these rotations. Will this defensive tenacity carry them through to the playoffs, or are they bound to face fatigue as the season wears on? Which brings us to the one player whose presence can make or break the Warriors season: Steph Curry. No conversation about the Warriors is complete without Steph Curry. At 36 years old, Curry is still defying age, playing at an MVP caliber level with over 24 points per game, despite missing a few games due to an ankle injury. Let's not forget, Curry has never relied solely on athleticism, which means his game has the potential to age gracefully. But with every season, the stakes grow higher. If Curry can lead this deep, young roster through the brutal Western Conference, we could be witnessing his finest hour. This could be his path to a 5th ring, one that would solidify his legacy as one of the NBA's all-time greats. Yet, there's another side to this coin. Could this be Curry's last stand? Is this the Warriors' final push before the inevitable decline? Fans know that every three-pointer Curry drains could be a step closer to a glorious finish or a bittersweet farewell. His impact on the court, his leadership, these are the intangibles that keep the Warriors' title hopes alive. But one question lingers: how long can Curry carry the load? And that brings us to the ultimate question: is this Warriors team truly built for a championship? Or are they just shadows of a fading dynasty? At this point, the Warriors find themselves at a crossroads. Steve Kerr's bold claim has sparked debate, challenging fans and critics alike to consider the possibility of a new dynasty. On one hand, they have the depth, the talent, and the grit. But on the other, they're facing a rising tide of competition, younger and hungrier teams eager to claim the spotlight. Can this Warriors team truly live up to Kerr's words? Or are they destined to remain in the shadows of past greatness? The coming months will tell us if this roster, this so-called deepest team, has what it takes to bring another title to Golden State. For Kerr, Curry, and the Warriors, it's more than just another season. It's a test of legacy, a battle for redemption, and perhaps the final chapter of one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. Stay with us as we watch each game unfold, because for the Warriors, this season is more than a journey, it's a verdict on the future of their legacy.